Ndị be anyị ekenekwanụ m unu. A sị na ọ ya dịrị ndị Igbo na mma o. Ise. A sị na ọ ya dịrị ndị Igbo na mma o. Ise. A sị na ọ ya dịrị ndị Igbo na mma o. Ise. 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 Anyị dịka o si dị, ihe a bụ Igbo Media, bụ ebe anyị si wee wetara unu ya bụ nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa gbasara maka ihe na-eme n'ala Igbo. Ọ ya ka anyị na-ewetara unu n'elu akwụkwọ gbasara maka ihe na-eme n'ala Igbo and the entire old Eastern region, bụ ebe anyị na-akpọ ọdịda anyanwụ. Anyị dịka o si dị, ọ bụ na nke a bụ ụbọchị izi gị na-esoro anyị na Igbo Media, kaba alụ ka ị soro anyị na ya na-eme, ka ị join anyị and subscribe ọ, maka anyị ga na-etinye elu ya bụ update daily n'elu akwụkwọ gbasara maka ihe na-eme n'ala Igbo. Ọ kịdapụ ime isi ya bụ ihe. O nwere ihe anyị wetara unu n'elu akwụkwọ, n'anya n'elu akwụkwọ. Onye unu na-afụ n'elu akwụkwọ bụ Maazị Simon Ekpa. O nwere ife okwu n'iru akwụkwọ a nsị ka ntinye elu unu ka unu ga ya bụ ife gbasara maka ihe na-eme n'obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya. Ọ bụ na ị ga-esi ya gị tụọ alụ gị ife ichelụ gbasara maka ihe ndị a niile Biafran Prime Minister bụ Maazị Simon Ekpa kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ. All right, over to you.
We continue. Please, if you are not raising your hands, you may not stand the chance of speaking. So try and figure out how to raise your hands, because I will not leave those that are raising their hands to call you, please. David Nana, please unmute yourself and come up with your question.
Thank you, Deputy Minister of Information, Maziraf Ajere, and I still appreciate my Minister of Information, Sonny Akbarawa. Your Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic Government in SI, I salute you, sir, from my location. Sir, please, I will come from a different angle. And I don't know whether somebody have asked you this question before. If they have, please, I didn't hear your response. That is why I want to ask this question, sir. And my question goes like this, sir. In the history of freedom fighting, I never read that Mandela or Mahatma Gandhi gave a time frame for their restoration or for their freedom. So you joined this freedom in 2019. And in 2021, when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, even when our leader was here with us, our leader never gave a time frame for the restoration of Biafra. But immediately Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, and the leadership and this liberation, this restoration fell on your shoulders. You told the Biafran people that you cannot fight for this freedom for more than 5 years. And since 2021, you have put every mechanism in place to make sure that all the functionalities of a government is in place. And you gave us a time frame of 5 years. That 5 years, 2024 this year, is making it 5 years. And you have also a mark 2nd of December for the day Biafra will be redeclared. My question is this, sir. This 2nd of December, making it 5 years, that just like you promised Biafran people, does it mean that you actually know? Because you made this statement not 2024. You didn't make it not 2023. I think you made this statement 2021 after our leader was kidnapped. And that 5 years is going to end to tally with 2024. Is it because that you know that this Biafra will be restored, or are you putting this December 2nd, 2024 because you want to tally with the 5 years that you stated? Or is it that you know actually that Biafra will be restored in 5 years? This is my question, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, if you can unmute yourself, because there is none. First of all, I made that statement in 2020, not 2021. So 2020, I made a statement that I will not fight this Biafra more than 5 years. The point is that if you understand how government work all over the world, you are going to understand why there must be a time frame. You don't, in these days, you don't fight for something without a vision, without a focus, without having, scheduled where you want to be at a particular point in time. And because we are fighting for a nation, we need to keep our people updated. We need to keep track of what we are doing. We need to also show to the outside world that we have plan and vision. We're not just, gambling our freedom or trying our luck, so that we know what we are doing. That's one thing that every reasonable government will want to know. And for example, I will, make reference to Brexit. When you look at the Brexit, when they started, when Nigel Farage started, he was at the European Union, and they were laughing at him that Britain would exit the European Union. They were laughing at him in the first place. And then he went back to the United Kingdom, started a campaign of Brexit. When the campaign heated, they started discussing about the referendum. And they actually went into a referendum and voted for Brexit. And of course, the majority of the United Kingdom, the British people, voted to exit European Union. And then the discussion started from there. They begin to set date. They have to set date, and then they have to also postpone that date of Brexit. They have to go into negotiation, into discussion, or diplomatic, war and all that affected the scheduled time frame. So they have to also change again. So if you followed the Brexit, you will find out that there were change upon change. There were kind of, the ambush upon ambush, and and all manner of propaganda from the European Union, from the British, and so. But the fact is that they remained focused that at this particular point in time, we must have exited the European Union. So they have a time frame. So you cannot be doing something without a time frame. If you do not have a time frame, it means that you don't actually know what you are doing. So all you are doing is waking up one day, every day, and leave. And then when the night comes, you go to bed and sleep. And then the next day you wake. Let us see what this today will bring. You can never achieve anything without that vision. That vision of knowing what you want, how you want to achieve it, and then map out the plan, how to achieve it. Give yourself that goal and pursue that goal you give yourself. That's how things are done. So when I joined Biafra struggle, before joining this Biafra struggle, I've studied everything. I've studied the movement of the IPOB. I've studied Nigeria very well. And I know exactly where things were going wrong. And I know where things were going right. So I know all those things ahead of time. It's not like I just came in and then I wanted to do something. And so I know everything ahead of time. I came prepared. And that's why the first time I started broadcasting, I told Nigeria government, go and hire the highest person. I don't know, some of you who followed me from the one, when I started broadcasting from 2019, when I started making video, I said, Nigeria military, they are called Nigeria military, not Nigeria government. I said, now you have to go and bring out your best. I believe that video must be somewhere in YouTube. Somebody will still have it. So when I came to this struggle, I came prepared. I did not come here to do jamboree or to do try and lock. I came prepared. And when I was discussing with Uchemefo, then it is not something I want to go into. I know so many times that I reach out to this Uchemefo, but these are the people who blocked everything that was coming to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So when they see that you are, that is something you have, or maybe they see that something you are carrying that they don't carry, they don't want you to get closer to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at all. So everybody can know how they fought to stop the broadcast that how I hosted Mazin and the Kano on our platform then. They did everything to stop it because they know there is something in this guy, right? There is something in this guy. So it was the whole hell was let loose that Mazin and the Kano must not appear on my platform. So there is something that they saw that many people did not see. And that is the word they don't want that thing they saw in me to, to be out to the public. But this is the example of the Innu, the adage of Ake Buchionwa. So no matter how, you can never cover pregnancy. Because the more you try to cover it, the more Afar can shoot out. That was actually this was actually the explanation of Ake Buchionwa, what these people did. Because then I was advising Uchemefo what to tell Thomas and Amdekano. And when I send those messages, who knows? It doesn't get to him. So I find out that, the most of the conversation between me and Uchemefo doesn't get to Thomas and Amdekano. And of course, at the end of the day, you see how God works his own thing, and Uchemefo was out of the game. That was when God began to position, because the Biafra is a spirit and it's a divine mandate. So it is going to shape the whole thing to make sure that this Biafra come. Uchemefo had problem. And he was out. Now, the next person was this George Onyibe. George Onyibe was the first person to attack me in IPOB. He was broadcasting and was attacking me, Simon Ekpa, this, that. Many of you may still have that particular broadcast. On that broadcast where he was attacking me for the very first time, he said, if they go to war front with Mazin Amdekano, and the Mazin Amdekano want to do anyhow, he will be the first to kill him before the enemy. The broadcast is there. Already Biafra. So I listened to this broadcast. I caught that particular session where he made that comment. And I was like, no. How can you say things like this? And also, even if you want to say, so what message are you trying to pass to the Biafra people by saying, if you go to war front with Mazin Amdekano, that this Biafra thing is not, if anything happens, you will first of all kill him before the enemy. So what exactly message? And during this time, he was the IPOB and was the African rep. So I caught this video, this audio, analyzed it. I sent it to the people in the United. I sent it to Ogbuehi, this Ogbuehi in America. Because this story, I don't know if I have told this story before. I sent it to Ogbuehi. Then I do not have a direct contact to Ogbuehi even. So I sent it to somebody who is very close to Ogbuehi and asked the person to forward this video to Ogbuehi and this audio to Ogbuehi, and asked the person that Ogbuehi should forward it to Mazin Amdekano, that this guy is a betrayer. And Onyendu should watch very closely that is not real. Whether this audio will get to Onyendu, I don't know. But at the end of the day, he was also expelled. You see how God was positioning the whole thing. All those bad eggs will be removed. The people I have used trying to contact Mazin Amdekano and to send some advice. But I believe that maybe that particular audio get to him and he began to watch George Onyibe and how he started misbehaving. At the end of the day, he was removed. And they told me that, well, Onyibe had been sacked. I was like, okay. So a lot started happening until I get in contact with Mazin Amdekano. And that was how this whole brouhaha started. And the day that Mazin Amdekano was supposed to broadcast, was supposed to come to our platform, he was on the phone. Everybody was calling him. Don't go. Don't go. He did not take out. The guy was fighting IPOB in Finland. If you know what he did in Finland, the phone was calling from here, hey, until the dying minute. Then everybody heard how they were confessing on their radio. that they tell Onyendo not to go, and at the end of the day, Onyendo went. So God positioned this whole thing to happen. And like I said, when I came to Biafra struggle, I came prepared. And that was the reason why I know that it is not going to take more than 5 years to declare Biafra. And today is not because of that 5 years. So I want to declare the restoration of Biafra just to meet 5 years. No, you yourself have just said that within this short period, we have been able to fix everything. That is exactly how proactive, any genuine person must be. You have to put everything in place. And also, there are many things that we are using against Nigeria, which Nigeria can never understand. In fact, one person in Finland then, who was part of the IPOB Nigeria there, was telling me in those days when we started knew that you are the thing that hit Nigeria and they don't know what hit them. And I don't know whether that guy we still remember all those things. So anyway, the thing is that what we are doing is not a try and log. Like I said, we are not trying our log. You must put every mechanism in place, all these things in place that qualifies you to be recognized as a nation according to international law. And that is exactly this principle we have followed. And we are following it, and you can see the result it is bringing out today. And remember that as we are doing all this, we know it is not very easy for any nation to recognize you as you are fighting for freedom. It is, it is not easy. For any, in fact, actually, in the history of freedom fighting, it is only Biafra, that actually has been recognized by nations during the time of their fighting and declaration, very easily. You know how many years it's taken now for Palestine? They committed act of terrorism after decade fighting against Israel. Now they are recognizing them, and then UN is debating and then also recognizing them. But you know how many years it took them, and also they went into committing act of terrorism against Israel. That is how these things are done. So you must be able to know what you are doing, and once you know what you are doing, the rest is history. So no matter how they try to distract you, you stick to your plan and template, and that's what we have done differently. So if you see, for the past 2 years, we have been able to build and unveil the Biafra Defense Force. We have been able to equip them, arm them, give them sophisticated weapons to be able to defend our land. And you see, for the very first time in the history of Biafra, Nigeria has fought a war in Biafra land and lost. And we have not even started, though. We are fighting a guerrilla warfare. And again, they also have adopted what they call the jungle warfare. You see the Chief of Staff, Army Staff saying it, that now they have adopted the jungle warfare. So we are giving them what they are bringing to us. It is you give, take. It is do me, I do you. It is akonye wetel enye. So they bring out that particular jungle warfare. We are also into guerrilla warfare. So, and this, they can't see us, but we see them. It's our land, and they are complaining. And like I said, they can never win this war. Nigeria can never win this war. They can never. Because the system we are using is completely different from anything they have seen in the past. And they can never win. They were not trained to fight this kind of war. And they cannot win. Not in our terrain. Thank you. So I know exactly why I said 5 years. And that 5 years will not pass. From the 2nd of December, the whole thing will change. Thank you.
Wow. And to my PM, thank you so much. That was very, very profound and deep. And of course, Biafra, the public government media will cut out this and make it go viral. All right, David, thank you for that question. We move with speed. Success, okay, success, microphone, not going to. All right, we'll give you the microphone. EPCO Kings, please bring your question. 60 seconds, please.
Yeah, thank you, my brother Ralph. Thank you, my Minister of Information. God bless you, my Prime Minister, Meji Bwagowan, Ndiro Sinodironko. Thank you, my Prime Minister, for all that you have been doing for us. Mechuko Gabiama. More airborne, sir. So there is something that is bothering me. There is an information that I got from Old Imo State, Owerri precisely, because I don't like maybe seeing this zoo military being happy or being living a kind of a flamboyant life in our land. There's something somebody told me day before yesterday or yesterday that the zoo military army in Obrinze, that they collected land belonging to a particular village, claiming that they want to make use of the land, maybe to add it with the one they have. At the end of everything, they started parcellating the land to be selling it a kind of like the real estate business is going on in Biafra land. So they are now selling those lands to individuals, which that was the land that they collected from the individuals, the villagers. So I don't know if there is anything you can do to help the people out, or maybe for you to stop them, because the money they are getting from there, they will still be using the money to fight us. So that's a
Ndị be anyị daalụnụ ndị nnenụ, Igbo ọma na-ege ntị, daalụ ndị nnenụ, ụmụnne anyị kunu siwe na-esore anyị na Igbo midia, bụ ebe anyị si na-akọwapụta akụkọ gbasara maka ka obi anyị dị ana gbasara maka ihe a na-eme anyị bụ ndị Igbo na obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya. Dịka o si dị, ka efi nwere ikwu gbasara maka ya bụ ife Biafran Prime Minister Maazị Simon Ekpe kwuru n'uru akwụkwọ dịgasị iche iche n'ụdị nke gị, ka efi nwere ikwu gbasara maka ya bụ ife, kabarụ ka ị dropụla ya on the comment section below. Ọzọ dịka ibe ya bụ cheta na ihe a bụ Igbo midia ka anyị si wee na-ewetara unu ya bụ agaraba mtụsa ozi dị oke mkpa gbasara maka ife na-eme na ọdịda anyanwụ nke anyị na-akpọ Eastern Region. Ọ gwụla ka ọha m n'ọnụ ọnụrụ si mee gịnị ya kọrọ nwanne ya.